I'm Glen O'Hara, and I want to talk to you today a bit about my new book, which is called New Labour, New Britain, ? And here it is. The question mark might perhaps be important because at a time when New Labour and some of its luminaries are all over the news, why do we need yet another book about the Labour Party and about the Labour Party during the years when Tony Blair was its leader and then Prime Minister? Well, I think that's a manifold question, and it's something I've tried to answer here. I think that a lot of documents have come out, a lot of interviews have been conducted. We've got much more of a sense of detachment and a sense perhaps of distance 20 years after Blair last left number 10. And we can take, I think, a fresh and historical look. I'm a professional historian. I teach at a university on history, and I wanted to look at this just as we'd look at any other period, as Gladstone's period as Prime Minister, or Palmerston's, or Lloyd George's, or Attlee's. We need to look at this as if it's something that's a historical challenge and not about the ups and downs, the binary, the good and bad, capital G, capital B, that once might have been used to look at this question. I wanted to look at some of the statistics, some of the policies, some of the wonkery, as it were, and getting to the guts of how it all worked. Because now, after austerity and Brexit and Russia's war on Ukraine, and now yet another energy shock, things look a lot more difficult. Things look darker. But at this time there was, I think, a genuine optimism in the late 1990s and early 2000s. So as someone who lived through it, I wanted to say, well, how did they do that? How did they manage that? How did they govern? How did they bring policies in that seem successful? Because a lot of elements of the Blair dispensation, perhaps they've gone. We're out of Europe, we're out of the EU. The transatlantic relationship looks shaky at best and downright bad at worst. But on the other hand, many of the Blair elements, they're still there and they still go on. Devolution is still there. Tax credits are there as part of universal credit. The Human Rights Act is still there. A minimum wage is still in force. Many of the elements that Blair utilised to make Britain a more prosperous and a more equal place and to attack poverty are still in place. So, how did it work? How did he do it at a time of a new Labour government that also wants the economy to be strong, that also wants Britain to grow, and also wants to bring in and to build much better public services, especially in health and education? Maybe it's time to take another look at that question, and maybe it's time to look back at, as I say, the question mark is important. New Labour, New Britain. How did Britain change under the Blair years and during the Blair years? How did that work, and what lessons might the Labour Party now and Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves take from that? So have a look at the book. I hope you like it and I hope it helps. Thank you.